Have you ever felt like your marriage is just not working, and your heart is screaming for the other person to notice? We had been together for 8 years. On the outside, we seemed perfect: family, vacation photos, dinners together, small gestures that looked like proof of love. But the truth was different, because inside everything was falling apart. There were fewer and fewer conversations and more silence. We didn't even argue about little things anymore, we just stopped talking. Our eyes rarely met, and when they did, they were empty. I felt like I was drowning, and he didn't even seem to notice. I tried to tell him, whispering at night that something was wrong, crying and begging for the oldest to come back, but he always said the same thing. "You're overreacting. Everything's fine." It wasn't fine. I suggested therapy, but he refused. I even wrote him a letter describing everything: how I felt, what I feared, how I missed that look full of love. He read it, put it down on the table and said it'll be fine. But I didn't want fine anymore. I wanted to feel like we were a team again. Everything changed on our anniversary when I took him to the restaurant where we had our first date. I wanted him to remember who we used to be. I talked about memories, about how we laughed back then, and then his phone rang. He got up, went outside, and when he came back, his face was different. I asked who it was, and he said someone from work, but his eyes didn't lie. That's when I realized I was fighting for both of us, and love can't survive if only one person is still trying. That night I told him I was leaving. I saw shock and fear in his eyes, but it was already too late. I didn't leave because I stopped loving him. I left because I finally started loving myself enough to stop begging for a love that was no longer there. And you? If you felt your marriage was not working, would you keep fighting or would you let go?